Okay guys, so here we are at the Geo, the engine and everything. I've already got the jack prepared and the oil bowl right there. Got the battery removed, as you can see. It's sitting right over there on top of that crate. But I should be able to know some more once I get that heat shield off of there. So let's go ahead and get started. Easier than I thought they would. Now, one thing I have learned throughout a lot of trial and error is make sure you keep every little piece that comes off of this stuff and you bag it and label it, because nobody wants a hodgepodge of parts. You don't know where shit goes. There's one thing you guys are going to listen to. Listen to that. It only takes, 30 seconds to do it. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Trust me on this, guys. Set that aside. It's always good to have little tools like that because they make things a lot easier for you. There's your heat shield. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this off. Try not to strip it. Don't know how much good it's going to do. Exactly what I'm afraid of with this. God, I hope that didn't break the damn bolt. These two bolts here, right there, that one right there in the middle, is right in back of that part of the exhaust manifold. And there's this one right here. So, I just might have to pull this entire thing off with the head, and I'm gonna have to disconnect it here from the bottom somehow. So that's gonna be fun. Everything else will just come off with it. Now I'm removing the air hat. Here's our air hat. This part goes with this. Well guys, here we are. It's another day. Hopefully today I plan on, getting at least the exhaust and intake manifolds, disconnected and all removed and everything, from everything that's connected to at the bottom. Removing the head bolts, which I'm kind of worried about doing, but it's going to need to be done. I'm trying to think about something here, but what's going to end up happening is these three components here, the head, the exhaust, and the intake manifold, are all going to have to come off at the same time. Now, this is going to be somewhat of a pain in the ass, unfortunately, but it has to be done. I've got the time to do it, and yeah. So anyways, I drained all the fuel out, or not the fuel, excuse me, but the oil. I put a hole into the oil filter right there as well, and took it off and removed it, and then drained all of that out and put it back on. And then I'm also draining the antifreeze right now. So all the coolant's coming out slowly but surely. There's the plug and the top cap that goes there and everything. So I'm just kind of prepping it right now to get it ready to take apart. So yeah, be back when we're back. Okay guys, so what I'm doing now is that bottom tensioner down there. There's a bolt going through it, if you guys can see it. I'm in the process of loosening that up so the tensioner will go down and all the strain on this belt here will finally give way, and I can just pull it off of the AC compressor and the crankshaft down there. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm currently under the car doing it. I'll give you a quick demo of just about what I'm doing. Here's the bolt right there, the head of the bolt, and all I'm doing is just loosening it up, essentially, so all that strain on the belt, as I was saying, won't be there anymore. And I've got it all loosened up, so hopefully it'll just slip off here as it's doing. And there's your AC belt. So I'm going to set this aside with all the other parts that I've pulled off. Not sure if I'm going to hook the AC back up or not. I mean, it does have it in all the lines and whatnot, but it either needs to be recharged or it needs new seals in that compressor. It's really bad to leave, you know, your AC compressor without any Freon going through it, because that really fucks up your seals inside of it, and which causes leaks. So don't really know what I'm going to do with that, but that'll just be a side deal. My big thing right now is just getting everything off of this motor so I can start, you know, pulling it apart and whatnot. So now I got to get to removing this belt as well. And in order to do that, I believe I have to loosen up these bolts right here and this one over there on the alternator. You guys can't really see it, but it's over there. So right now, let's get cracking. What I'm doing is loosening up the bolts. Try to position you guys the exact right way, and that's all there is to it. Got that one loosened up down there, that one loosened up. Now there's this bottom one that needs to come out. Believe me, it takes a lot of force on these to move them. And then this last one. And they're loosened up. So now I've got to get to the tensioner, whatever the hell that is. Start taking him off. Okay guys, so here's the serpentine belt all removed. Had to loosen up the tensioners right there on top of the alternator, and there's two bolts at the bottom that I had to pull out in order to, you know, loosen that up as well. So the alternator, you know, basically acts as your tensioner, and yeah, that's what I did. So yeah, so I guess now we can get on to removing the timing belt cover, shall we? And so here we have the water pump pulley portion removed. It's over there sitting on top of that rope deal, and had to remove it in order to get to this little bolt right here. There's also another bolt all the way down here that I'm gonna have to be able to get at, and I might have to take another dive under the engine again, but sure, coming along now. Got everything all labeled and whatnot. So yeah. So now that I've got what appears to be the last bolt coming out of here, twisting it out right now. And pulling it out. Setting that wire aside right there. Don't want to screw any of that up. Put that in the marked and labeled bag. And there might be one more. In fact, there is one or two more down there. So, and so, try and get this off here. It's definitely all loose industrial form. I'm going to take a swig here, and I found the best way to get this crankshaft pulley off. So, got me some Session Premium Lager here. Rotate the viewfinder around so I can see what you're seeing. It's pretty. Look how black my hands are, man. This is a great garage beer, by the way. But let's put him right there. Before I get any further, because I drained the oil out of it. So, anyways, I'll show you guys just exactly what they were talking about in order to get these. There's 4 small bolts up here on my crankshaft pulley. I doubt you guys can see them, but they're in here. And at first I was having I would have had an issue because the crankshaft would have kept turning if I had, started wrenching on these and trying to get them off. But luckily, okay, so after removing the crankshaft pulley, which is sitting over there on the spindle, the other shit, finally got it off after a whole bunch of fighting with it, and I'm going to show you guys why I fucking don't like Harbor Freight tools. I threw it across the garage over here. This is why we don't buy Harbor Freight. You are looking at a warped head on the end of this ratchet here. That's how much fucking force I put on this damn thing. That's going back to the store, as well as that whole fucking kit I bought. And I should have bought a fucking cobalt set. So, without further ado, let's get the timing cover off, finally. I don't know how many times I've cussed while doing this, but here is the timing belt, which actually looks like it's never been changed before. But as I mentioned before, I'm going to have to get this off in order to get the head and all associated hardware off with it. And so let's get cracking. Well guys, take it from me. When you break a cheap tool, you realize it ain't going to get the job done. Just go get a better set. Seriously. Anyways, so now I'm removing the timing belt idler as I just dropped it. And here you have it. So that's going to go together over here. Now if I can just find the easiest way to slide this guy off and do it like so. I'm going to have to swap over this gear to the new head as well. So there's our timing belt. Let's pull them off. Thing looks still kind of good, but they gave me a new one anyway, so I'm going to be putting the new one on, and the arrows go that way. So yeah, let's get going. So back again. You would not believe the amount of torque that I just had to put on this wrench. Look at the size of my breaker bar. But I got it out and there was a loud crack. It sounded like I had snapped this thing in half. But luckily, the bolt's just fine. See that? So here's the cam gear, which I'm going to need for the new head and everything. That should be here Monday, by the way. I did look that up. So, bag that. And there we have that. I think I am going to need this as well, but I'm not sure about that. They might have given me a new one of those in the rebuild kit that I got. So we'll just have to see what happens. I got everything else off. And looks like now I'm going to have to start disconnecting all the cables and random hose lines around here to be able to get this whole assembly off. So we'll see what happens. Well, I think I'm about to leave reach a stopping point here. Currently I'm removing the bottom portion of the exhaust manifold right down there. It's proving to be a lot more of a chore than I thought it would be. Let me show you guys what kind of predicament I'm in here. I'm able to get it out okay with a lot of force. I've got the one out right there, the other one over there, and I just got this last one here at the end. And then should be completely free of the whole exhaust system. And yeah, there's the end of it over there. Look how grimy my transmission is. That's nasty. And yeah, so got that all completely undone down there. As you can see, really been working out here pretty much since 9 o'clock. It's about 3 now. What I got done today was got that disconnected down there, got the timing cover off, crank pulley off, camshaft gear off, the idler taken off. Of course, the air hat I got done last night. Doesn't look like I accomplished that much today, but believe me, this is probably about 5 hours worth of work right here, and I'm just kind of tired out right now. And here's all the stuff that was taken off. Use that busted ratchet wrench. And of course, the rebuild kit. But yeah, so it's looking pretty good. Like I said, I think I've reached more or less the stopping point for today. Looks pretty dirty in there inside the camshaft and everything. So this car probably really needs everything that I'm about to do to it. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my beer, and I'll stop in with you guys tomorrow probably.